We have two big fights on the Convention Hall in Atlantic City, featuring the comeback of an excellent world heavyweight champion and a last chance of glory, one of the best British fighters in modern times. Hello, good evening. Evander Holyfield was the undisputed world heavyweight champion until Riddick Bowe took his title in an epic fight in Las Vegas last November. Depressed by the first defeat of his career, Holyfield retired. But in the early hours of this morning in Atlantic City, he was back in action against the London-born Jamaican Alex Stewart. Holyfield's coming back, driven by the desire to get a rematch with the man who took his titles, Riddick Bowe. Holyfield says Bowe beat him because he had one bad day at work after 8 good years. Big Daddy Bowe's in Atlantic City. They could fight again in the autumn. Alex Stewart is the gatecrasher who hopes to disrupt any plans for Holyfield-Bowe 2. Stewart and Holyfield have fought before. In 1989, Stewart did well early on, then lost his unbeaten record, stopped by a cut in the 8th. Stewart says he's grown up since that setback. And coming up, after that heavyweight action, we have Lloyd Honeyghan and Vinny Pazienza, a real clash of the old gladiators. First, Holyfield and Stewart with Jim Watt and Reg Guttridge.
All right, I want a nice, clean contest. Let's touch gloves, touch them up, let's go to work.
Well, that's it. Rudy Battle, the referee here. It's well named, isn't he, for a referee? And, well, we wonder now, why does Evander Holyfield want to make a comeback? What a great fight he had with Riddick Bowe. Jim, you know, we hear that they don't fight, make the fights like they used to, but I'm afraid that one is as good a fight as you could see, Holyfield and Riddick Bowe. And, well, he's alleged to have made the gross $80 million, but there's always some sort of drive there to want to prove themselves, isn't it? Alex Stewart then used to box for the Hogarth Club in London as a junior, but he left London to live in America as a young teenager. Certainly got big, hasn't he, again, Jimmy? He weighs 15.8. That's almost a stone. 14.9 when he fought Riddick Bowe. I mean, we keep saying he's not a heavyweight, but look at the size for him then.
Yeah, but he's never been a natural heavyweight, and I think that the lack of power and the lack of strength was the reason that he's probably never been accepted as a great heavyweight. That's maybe one of the reasons he's coming back again. I don't think he got the credit maybe he feels he deserved, but it was a great fight with Riddick Bowe. He got more credit for the fight he lost than any of the title fights he won. That may be part of the reason he's back, certainly not financial reasons.
Yeah, they got massive cheers for the good loser there, even more than Bowe did, strangely enough. Everybody was taken by Holyfield's performance. 12 really hard rounds he had. Now, can he get it back? Alex Stewart, you know, in boxing terms, is no mug. He's been in with good fighters. Hasn't had too much success, though. But Carlisle, of course, were with this fella those years ago. Didn't mean a lot, that. But he lost to Mike Tyson, Michael Moorer, southpaw, and George Foreman. Had a lot of surgery, actually, on his right hand. He had torn tendons of the right hand, Stuart. Impressive looking, though, isn't he, Holyfield, Jim? He's a good athlete, good serious pro.
Yeah, well, he was an exceptionally good cruiserweight champion, real good cruiserweight. He found it difficult moving up to heavyweight, as most lighter fighters do, but really a good fighter. Stewart a little bit quiet in the opening round here. No, a long time to go. He hasn't done too much in the opening round, just having a look at Holyfield.
He's a couple of years younger than Holyfield, who's now 30, which is, you know, great divide sometimes that age for heavyweights, but his body looks sprightly enough, and obviously he feels that he is. Changed trainers now. He's working with Evander Stewart. What a good shot. Timed that beautifully. Stewart stood up well to that, Jim. That would have dropped a lot of fighters.
Yeah, if Tyson had been landing that would have been a knockdown. That was a beauty. Bang on the button. Right uppercut. He's trying it again. That really was a good shot. Stewart doing well. Not really fighting back, but took the shot well. Holyfield looking for a quick one, Reg.
Oh, he looks a class act here, all right. He certainly doesn't look washed up or feeling the effects of that battle with Bowe. But quite honestly, I thought he might. Well, he did well there and cut right at the end of that round, Jim. That's bad luck for Stewart, isn't it? It's bad enough that he was taking punishment like that. So obviously, a long way to go then. Hope they can manage to keep that up, because if he's shown that sort of grit in the opening round, we'd hate to see him lose for the second time to Holyfield by cut in replay.
That was a lovely uppercut, bang right through the middle, bang onto the chin. You can see the effect of the punch, but Stewart, obviously strong and in good shape, he's managed to handle it and throw off the effects, but that was a beauty. See, didn't grab hold of Holyfield, but started ducking and diving, just making sure another one didn't come through. What a beauty.
Second round then. And Holyfield wants to look good in this fight, as well as obviously trying to win it, because he wants to fight Riddick Bowe again, and that's really all on by the shouting, really. All he's got to do now is look good here. It's exactly 2 stones lighter when he was cruiserweight champion, Jim. It's amazing how he's built his body up.
Yeah, you have to wonder how a man at his age can put on a couple of stones by natural means. It's be nice to know how they do it, Red. And what good punches he's throwing again. He really is a quality fighter, Holyfield.
Only one defeat, of course. 128 of 29. He stopped 22 of those opponents, and only Riddick Bowe was his victor.
See, his world title defences against Foreman, Holmes and Cooper, he didn't really shine, and which is probably why he didn't get the credit. But it really is a quality fighter.
It's a reminder, he defeated Buster Douglas for the championship. Douglas, of course, famous for having knocked out Mike Tyson in one of the upsets of all time.
Stewart doesn't really seem to have the belief that he can win this fight, Red. He just seems to be a gear below Holyfield, just boxing behind him, putting up a show, but not really looking as though he wants to take charge.
Yeah, last time up he defeated Wimpy Halstead from Oklahoma. It didn't mean a lot, did it? Because Herbie Hyde beat him quite easily. He's still very mobile, Jim Holyfield, isn't he? He's got good legs at 15'8", and we talk about not big enough. I mean, he's a couple of stones heavier than people like Frazier and Patterson, and, well, Henry Cooper, of course, only 13.5 stone.
He's a good muscle definition in his upper body. Obviously, he works hard in the gym, but he's never had that heavyweight power, that one-punch knockout power.
A little bit muscle-bound, maybe, Jim. That often happens, doesn't it?
It could also be the manufactured weight, Reg. He's not a natural heavyweight. But he does everything right, delivers the punches well, sets up the attacks well. Everything he does, top quality.
I don't think there's any point in Stewart trying to make this fellow wear himself out on the receiving end. Doesn't do you much good.
Just not enough ambition in Stewart's work. He's boxing behind Holyfield. He's going to have to step up a gear, go with him.
And it's round 8. No knockdowns yet. And there it is then, Holyfield giving away weight here, actually. About 10 pounds to Stewart, but it hasn't made much difference. He's picked his punches well ahead. And Stewart really hasn't opened up at all. A bit disappointing. At one time, Stewart looked to be a real threat in the division, but I'm afraid he's promised a bit more than he's produced. Holyfield absorbs a punch well too, Jim. Doesn't rock very much, does he?
Yeah, that's, as I say, everything about Holyfield is bang on. A real good quality fighter. Just a little bit more snap and his own punching power would be all he would need to trouble these guys. I mean, he's been the boss all the way through here, but he's never looked, apart from the knockout early on in the uppercut, which looked at Stewart in trouble. But he's never really looked as though he could knock the man over. It's always difficult to do when the opponent is thinking more about defence and attack. See, another shot bang on the chin, but not really shaking Stewart up.
And even if Holyfield doesn't lay in with those punches, just the sheer arm strength must be damaging. It's a good left jabber too, Jim. All the good fighters work behind the jab, don't they?
Yeah, he's done everything right here. It's difficult. I mean, Stewart, there's never been enough adventure in Stewart's work. It's always as though he's making a few quid. He doesn't really feel he's going to win, hoping maybe for a lucky shot to turn the tide. But he's not going looking for it. We'll have to see him really go for Holyfield, open up, a bit more adventure.
See, the crowd are going with the underdog a bit. They want him to mix it. That's the only shot he's got now. See, Emmanuel Stewart, the well-famous Detroit trainer, now brought in for Holyfield, trying to teach him different methods now. He's a complete boxer in many ways, just that extra power that he needs at this level.
So that two perfect shots again, doubled on the right hand. Now these are punches that you would expect to set an opponent back on his heels, but Stewart's still able to come back with punches. Good solid shots from Holyfield.
Patched that eye up pretty well there. Replay.
See, perfect punches, right hand, and then switched it to the uppercut. Both bang on the chin, but not really shaking the man up. Lovely right hand, uppercut, hook. I mean, really all the punches, puts them together well. Everything he does, quality.
Round 11. And it's been an easy fight for referee Battle to handle here. Just keep it clean is all he's been saying. He's a good referee. We've seen him work in Britain. It's a very competent performance by Holyfield, Jim, but not a thrilling one.
No, a little bit of drama is all the fight lacks there. A good steady performance, always been in control. You know, every exchange of punches, Stewart has always been the one to back off first. Holyfield always been the boss. But just a little bit more spark, a little bit more drama.
Stewart, the original manager, the late Mike Jones, he brought Jerry Cooney to the front, and he's tried to do it with this fella before sadly passed away. Hasn't quite made it, Stewart. He's threatened a few times.
Holyfield really has a good variety of punches, both hands, up, hook, straight punches, real good variety.
As usual, all the advice coming from the safe side of the ropes. And, well, sometimes I wonder if the boxers, first, that they can listen to it, and do they care, and I don't know which one they're calling for anyway.
Holyfield beginning to coast a little bit now.
There's no question of carrying though, Jim. I mean, he's landed enough punches to knock out. Look at that one.
Yeah, as soon as he sees the chance, as soon as one good punch gets through, he springs back into life, moves back up the gear. All good shots to the body.
Variety of punches, so good. Now, can he do it in this round now?
That's the clash, the way the man springs into life. As soon as one good shot lands, springs into life, lets them flow.
Well, he's not short on courage, Alex Stewart, that's for sure. Really surprised there hasn't been a knockdown, Jim, aren't you? And have another look at this.
Well, Holyfield, now that was a perfect punch again. It's just that little lack of power. All Holyfield needs is a little bit more power.
So out for the final round then.
Nice clean left now.
There it is, nice clean one. I don't know quite what that means. They've had a wash and brush up anyway coming out for the last round. And Stewart's seconds have done a really good job there on that cut. Just at the end of the first round. Well, he's won it going away here, Holyfield. So you'll get some critics who, you know, they're a bit tough in the New Jersey press. And of course the New York papers, they may say, has he really come back now to give Riddick Bowe a tough job next time up? Well, it couldn't be tougher than the first fight, that's for sure.
So you always feel that the real heavyweights are just too big for Holyfield. A real big heavyweight who means business as Riddick Bowe is...
well, 17 and a half stone, Jim, isn't he?
Yeah, you just wonder if Holyfield really has a chance in a return. And I don't think he can box better than he boxed in their last fight.
But the thing is, Jim, it doesn't look as though Holyfield's tough fight with Bowe has taken that much out of him, in fairness. I mean, he's been very mobile the whole way through.
He hasn't had too many real grueling battles. A couple of hard ones, hard physical fights, but he hasn't taken too much punishment, so I don't suppose the Bowe fight will have bothered him. He looks sharp and fresh tonight, but just so many punches getting through cleanly, which haven't troubled Stewart. And against Bowe, that really would be a drawback.
And remember that Holyfield also had a tough one with George Foreman.
So you have to get the other fellas respect in the heavyweight division, and if you don't have enough power to do that, then you're really in trouble, and I think that's going to be the problem when the Bowe return takes place.
Get off.
See, right at the end, he's still trying to nail him. Just wants to put the icing on the cake here.
Yeah, and still got the strength and the condition to pull out the punches in the last minute of the fight here.
He's banged on the canvas there to tell the seconds the round's nearly over. And there it is. Well, it didn't even need a shake of hands there, because I think Alex Stewart's accepted that he's been well outpointed. And here's the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the scorecards. Eugene Grant scores about a 119 to 109. Frank Brunette and Al DeVito score it 118 to 110 for the winner by unanimous decision, Evander, the real deal, Holyfield.
Two judges had it the same there. No arguments there. Runaway really, 119, 109 the other judge.
So that puts Evander Holyfield right back in the complicated heavyweight picture. No fireworks on his return, but that rematch with Riddick Bowe now must be on the cards.